Goodness. I've taken the honorable from it, but I'll leave that to the news team. Let's take this one from Labi Sefre. Something inside so strong, and then we come back to our topic for today: a continuation of the impact of COVID-19 on the hospitality industry. Stick and stay. Here, 2021, it keeps us going. So last week we started talking with the hospitality industry, and we took a look at the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on the industry. This week I continue, and I'm honored to be joined by Rashad Shamirov of the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel. He was with us last week. He's the director of finance. You know, that finance bit makes him a man to hold. Huh? So Rashad is here with Dr. Edward Ackah-Nyamike Jr. He's the president of the Ghana Hotels Association. We had hoped and we had advertised actually that this week we're going to focus on regulation. And the agency that regulates the industry is the Ghana Tourist Authority. We had some confirmation from them that a representative would be joining us at the last minute, last ditch. There's been a pullout, but we'll go ahead. We'll speak to Rashad and, of course, Dr. Nyamike. And on the phone lines and on Zoom as well, I have some consultants in cleaning and disinfection, a very important area. I have Angelina Dua. She's the country head of O3 Africa. And then Sam White is the Africa head. He's based in Canada, but he'll join us on Zoom or via Zoom. I'll also speak to the briefly to the head of the environmental department of the AMA, Florence Kuchi, just to get a distinction between fumigation and disinfection for us, and for our, should I say, listeners as well. So, Rashad and Eddie, you're most welcome.
Thank you, Nortey.
Right. I like the way you pronounce it. You say naughty. It's naughty. right? When you say naughty, then people get the wrong idea. Even though I call myself naughty by nature, I managed to stroll into Move and Pick. Was it Saturday? No, Friday evening, briefly, right? I didn't get to see you because I had to leave very quickly. Your setup is good. Yeah. I saw the poolside setup. All right, and all the protocols being observed. We'll talk about that in a sec. Eddie, how are you?
Nothing, I'm okay.
Right, and let me just check if Angelina, can you hear me? Okay, we'll correct that. Maybe there's a little time lag. I'll check if Angelina and Sam are on. But last week we talked about the hotels. You took us through some of the various protocols and measures that you have in place. Our listeners felt that, well, hey, when it comes to the hotels, especially the big ones, they'll score 10 over 10. Right. But let me start with you, Eddie. I mean, you look across the sector, at least when it comes to hotels, right? Is that the picture across board?
Yes, I can.
Oh, Angelina, you can hear us. Okay. I think she can hear us. I'll come back to you, Angelina, in a sec. So across board, what's the picture like? Is it 10 over 10?
Well, Note, good afternoon to your listeners.
Right.
I hinted on that last week in saying that from where I sit, we look across from budget hotels, 1-star, 2-star, up to the 5-star hotels.
Okay.
And indeed, like every human institution, we have what we call a normal curve. So you have those who are really on spot. You have those who are the majority who are doing things quite around average and above. And then you have those who are not doing very well.
Right.
And we have quite a number of them.
Okay.
And what we do is try to use peer pressure in addition to the mandatory effort of the Ghana Tourism Authority to get all hotels to that 10 over 10 you are talking about.
Right.
But it has not been easy, but we are doing as much as we can. Yeah.
Right. Let's come to the business of the day. We wanted to look at regulation, right? You guys put your act together. You've put a lot of money, effort, training, and everything into making sure that the hotels are safe for patronage, if I could call it that, and your clients will be safe. We went through some of them. We'll go over them again this week. But this partnership with the regulators is not just the Ghana Tourist Authority. There's the local government arm of it, right? The district assemblies. There's the Food and Drugs Authority that looks at some of your processes and when it comes to food and other things, right? How has this partnership been, or how is it looking? Is it in good health?
Right, Note, let me put it into some perspective. To begin with, you know, there's a law that establishes or an act that establishes the Ghana Tourism Authority.
That's right.
Which gives it the mandate to regulate the tourism and hospitality industry in Ghana, which includes the hotels.
Okay.
So we see the Ghana Tourism Authority as the primary regulator of the industry. But the law also makes it clear that before the Ghana Tourism Authority registers or licenses a hotel, it needs to get permits from other agencies. And talking about other agencies, we are looking at the Environmental Protection Agency, the Food and Drugs Authority, if the facility will be dealing in food. And then we also have the Ghana National Fire Service. We also have the Metropolitan, Municipal and District Assemblies. And even within that setup, you also have various departments, like the Public Health Department as well, and then the Business Operating Permit. So all these agencies play a role in registering a hotel or in licensing it by the Ghana Tourism Authority. So basically, that is the setup. So before you start a hotel, you approach the Ghana Tourism Authority, and then you also need clearance from these agencies I've mentioned, including the CID, the police CID as well. So the Ghana Tourism Authority, together with these agencies, will now give you the green light and say that your facility is fit to start business. And you are given the license to operate.
Great stuff.
And then this license is also renewed annually as provided in the Act. It is renewed annually. You are supposed to apply for the renewal, but over the years, the convention has been that the GTA comes in and that's the license, even without you applying.
Right. So can one presume or assume that all the members of the Ghana Hotels Association should be in good standing with the regulatory agency?
Exactly, because one of the conditions of membership of the association is that you are licensed by the Ghana Tourism Authority.
Okay. Let me move to my next point. These days, lawyers are speaking a lot in this country, so let me start being like a lawyer. So, is every hotel that is running and open in this country a member of the Ghana Hotels Association?
Nope. Our membership is about a third of the 4,000 hotels, almost 4,000 hotels in Ghana.
Right. Is there another association?
There is.
We
have the Ghana Progressive Hotels Association.
Oh boy.
You know, anytime you hear the word progressive in the name, it means it's an offshoot of the original association.
Right. So there's another association.
Yes, there's another association. It used to be Ghana Hotels Association. Then there were some challenges in the past.
Some splintering.
They became Ghana Progressive.
Okay. Yeah. Let me just hit on this before I come to Rashad. So with the advent of COVID, like we talked about or discussed last week, have you seen any, should I say, manifest urgency with regard to the inspection and collaboration you get from the authority, the Ghana Tourist Authority? Have you seen that there's more focus on your conditions of service and the services you offer, the safety, especially compliance to COVID-19 protocols?
Honestly, I wouldn't say so, except to add that right from the beginning of the pandemic, we've been having a series of meetings with them.
Okay.
And it was through that authority that we got to know all these protocols.
Okay.
Because if you go to the Public Health Act, the Minister of Health provides those protocols. And so the GT also adapts it to its institution. And then it's passed on to us. So through that interaction, we received all those information from the GTA. But with regards to heightened inspection, I have not.
Throughout the whole of 2020, you wouldn't say there has been increased vigilance on the part of the regulator?
I know of some spot checks of the GTA visiting some of the facilities. At that time, they were even distributing some of these Veronica buckets and hand sanitizer and so on. But with regards to actual inspection, I wouldn't say so.
Okay. All right. I'll leave that there for now. Rashad.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Right. And you're sitting in management at Movenpick Ambassador. And, well, of course, you're not a Ghanaian, right? But you're here working. Do you get a sense that we're taking regulation seriously here and that your hotel is, should I say, strictly monitored when it comes to these things, especially in these times?
Well, it's a good question because it all comes with kind of a development as well. You know, people should be, well, I think people should understand that this is serious. And we need to take that serious. You know, there's an act as we just discussed about this, 169, I think, the Article 851, but it says, you know, that is announced emergency public situation.
Okay.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be. So people should be responsible, and it's most coming to the social responsibility. When we see that somebody, you know, is not adhering the processes, we find a way to make sure that people understand it in a proper way. And by the way, using a chance, I would like to share my appreciation to our fellow colleagues and, you know, for the patience to our customers, because all the time, you know, they need to adhere to the protocols that we are implementing.
Okay.
So, I mean, to me, it must be done. If someone doesn't really take it seriously, we need to find a way to deliver that message.
Okay. All right. 21 minutes past the hour of 2 on Joy 99.7 FM. We're delving deeper into the regulatory framework as we continue to discuss the impact of COVID-19 on the hospitality industry. You just heard speaking Rashad Shamirov of the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel. And he shares with me that, you know, you must know, you should know the original Ambassador Hotel, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And he's saying, look, some of the paintings that were in the original premise are still on exhibition at Movenpick Ambassador today. Yes. paintings, artworks from 1957. He says they are there.
The last time we discussed that, and you mentioned that, I keep forgetting to add ambassador. And ambassador coming because at the place where the Movenpick ambassador stands now, there was a majestic ambassador hotel before. And in 1950s, I don't know if everybody is aware, 1950, 1960, that hotel was displaying the art and culture of Ghanaian artists. And since then, we kept this arts, and majority of this art's been renovated.
Right.
And the customers that coming to stay with us or, enjoy our facilities, they could admire all the types. And it's not only the paintings, it's a lot of, art statues and, all the elements of that past period of time.
Okay, great. Okay, so that's another good reason to go to the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel. But when you go there, take your checklist. And he has a few goodies for my listeners, those who listen attentively. But on Zoom, I have Angelina and Sam. Angelina Nadria is the head of O3 Africa. They deal in aqueous ozone cleaning products and other cleaning solutions, if I can use that word. Angelina, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
All right.
Nortey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Great to have you. And Sam is the head of O3 for Africa. He's based in Canada. Sam, can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Right.
And good morning to you. Good afternoon to you, in Accra.
Right. Thanks for joining us. They'll be sharing with us thoughts on cleaning and disinfection. And later also, I will bring in an expert from the AMA, Florence Kuchi. We'll get that distinction from all of them on disinfection and fumigation. But Sam, you're welcome. Your company specializes in the use of this aqueous ozone. Can we just quickly take my listeners through this? Because we as a country are spending a lot of money spraying, disinfecting, doing all sorts of stuff, right? My mind says, well, does it change anything? So aqueous ozone, what's that?
So aqueous ozone has been around for over 100 years. It's been around and it's still functioning within France and most European countries, purifying water. Over the last couple of decades anyway, we realized that the oxidation capacity of aqueous ozone could be used within our cleaning and disinfection process, as such, providing a chemical-free, non-toxic approach to cleaning. Now, many companies have many tools and many chemicals on the environment of cleaning. With aqueous ozone, in particular, our patented way of applying aqueous ozone, we are able to now use nanobubbles to now penetrate and destroy biofilms that are created when surfaces are contaminated.
Okay.
So in today's world where, as a result of the pandemic, we now have a stronger focus on cleanliness and disinfection and sanitation and all these things, it's no doubt that you will find many companies and many organizations buying all sorts to try and protect themselves. Aqueous ozone is, from my point of view, one of the best out there for the continent of Africa, simply because all you need is cold water and now equipment, which itself generates aqueous ozone.
Okay, Sam, let me just come in quickly, right? My understanding is that water is H2O, right? You add another molecule, is it molecule of oxygen, and then you've got your aqueous ozone.
Ozone.
Right,
correct.
But you need some specific equipment to do that to the water, right?
Absolutely.
And you're saying that let me just land. You're saying that when we do this to the water, it's an effective and safe, environmentally safe cleaning solution, right?
Absolutely.
That's what we're talking about. So, people are using chlorine solutions and various other things to clean, right? Can you just quickly and briefly explain to my listeners what's the advantage? Because I'm thinking that if we clean, let's say, the studio properly with whichever, whether chlorine or your aqueous ozone, and people come in and populate and use the place and touch all the stuff, it's not clean anymore, isn't it? So why should anybody be spending time and money doing this on a large, high scale, whilst they could be practicing the safety protocols, masks, and all those kinds of things?
Okay, so like you just said, a surface is as good as the last person that touched it to recontaminate, if you like. If you're using chlorine and all these other things, there's nothing wrong with using those things, except for the fact that it's going to cost you more money, A, and B, is toxic to your cleaners.
Okay.
So if you're looking to clean any building or disinfect any surface to provide to your, if you like, visitors to your facility safety, one of the things that we propose that you do, and we have a process for cleaning and disinfection, and especially in these pandemic stages, we have a 3-phase and to a degree, and even extended process to ensure that facilities are thoroughly cleaned and disinfected. So those are 2 steps: clean and disinfected.
Okay.
Your protocols for wearing masks and wearing, following hand sanitizers and all those things, those are well and good. It's another barrier, and it provides to people that visit facilities additional safety. However, notwithstanding all of that, it's always good to make sure that your surfaces are clean and disinfected or sanitized, so that you don't have a situation where you can, what we call transmittable diseases and transmittable viruses.
Okay.
If your surfaces are dirty and somebody comes into your building with clean hands, they will pick the dirt off your surface and transfer it to another person.
Okay, right.
If that makes sense to you.
Okay, makes sense. Right.
So it's about safety, and it's about zero tolerance for transferring microbial or micro. I'm trying not to get too technical, but transferring germs or viruses from one place to another.
Okay, I'll come back to you in a second.
Economically.
Right, okay. I'll come back to find out the number of times you have to do that over a period. This one says, good afternoon, Nortey Dua. Something Inside So Strong is one of my late father, John Kojo Imro's favorite songs. You brought back great memories. This is from Daughter Imro. All right, that was my starting tune. I'm glad you liked it. Dede in Maryland says, Nortey, I beg to differ that the big hotels will score 10 over 10. It's perception and it's flawed. Why not conduct an impromptu inspection and you'll be surprised at the results? The smaller ones rather do better. It's on the news here all the time. This is Dede in Maryland. This was from a listener last week that I brought in guys who typically will do better. I just added the 10 over 10. All right. But I get your drift, that maybe we should focus and zoom in there and do some impromptu stuff. I'm having discussions with them to see how I can partner the association in getting feedback. Great to hear from you, Dede. Stay safe. Your country is not scoring 10 over 10 for other things in the US, but I won't talk about that. So let me come to Angelina, if you can hear me. She's in Ghana representing the o3africa.com. Is it? Angelina, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. It's o3africa.com limited.
That's right. Okay. I thought I'd added something which shouldn't be there. But when you come to Ghana, and from the explanation that Sam gives, okay, if we are just doing something to ordinary tap water, that should be cheaper and we should all be interested, right? Is this available here in Ghana? And are people using it? Are organizations, institutions, big and small, using and patronizing this?
Yes, Nortey. We have our products in Ghana at the moment. We brought in nearly 2 years ago. We've been round to some of the hospitals and the hotels, and we have some of the hospitals using it. and a hotel is currently using it. So it's much cheaper than the chlorine and the bleach they use, because we're just using water to generate into a disinfectant.
Okay, so let's scale this down. I have a small kindergarten or a small nursery or a small school. Um, is this something I can do that I can sustain and therefore guarantee parents that their wards will be safe?
Yes, you can. We have smaller devices that could be mounted. What we do is we offer presentations and demonstrations, so we can always meet up with the people in charge and discuss with them and see how best we can help as a company.
Okay, so this is something we should be looking at alongside the other alternatives. But let me ask both you and Sam. I think you can take it first, and I'll come to Sam. I am not seeing this level of spraying and disinfection, and we had a whole parade of the equipment at the Independence Square and all that. We're going to spend a lot of money disinfecting schools and so on and so forth ahead of it. Is this really cost effective? Shouldn't we be focusing on the protocols, the social distancing, the wearing a mask and washing hands, and making sure that general infection prevention control is practiced and maintained?
Well, Nortey, it's going to be quite tricky, because once the kids return to school, they will need more than just the face mask and hand sanitizers. I believe the lecture halls host a lot of children, students at one time, and we have to look at all that as well to make sure that the kids are safe.
Okay.
And obviously they also have to take this pandemic serious, because some of them are not taking it serious, and not just the children. Some institutions too are not taking it serious. So we all have to look at that as well.
Okay. Right. Sam, let me come to you, Sam. I was reading, and on some level, I see specified that the aqueous ozone, or let me ask you directly, does it kill the COVID-19, that is the COVID SARS virus? Is there scientific evidence to that?
There is scientific evidence to the fact that ozone itself, in its gaseous state, will kill anything that's a living microorganism. Every living thing, ozone will kill. If I pumped ozone gas in a room, it will kill literally anything. We know that. So that's a given.
Yeah, but that's ozone gas. I'm coming to the aqueous ozone.
Aqueous ozone, I'm getting you there. Aqueous ozone in different concentrations will kill an array of bacteria and viruses, but has not been confirmed yet to kill
the COVID virus.
COVID-19. So those are things that are going on in the labs. And to a degree, there isn't any particular chemical that has been, even though approved, has gone through the full, if you like, lab process for killing COVID-19. What we know about COVID-19 is this, and this is very important for you to take note. There isn't any virus on this planet that is a living virus. Virus means it's already dead. What makes it active are the proteins around the virus. So the virus, that's why you cannot kill the common cold. It goes and it comes back, if that makes sense to you. The virus has proteins around it. Proteins will contain bacteria. Even your current, if you like, inoculations look to disable the virus by attacking those proteins. If all those things make sense to you. So the whole idea is to disable the virus. And we know the aqueous ozone kills bacteria, very potent. And we know that if we're able to disable the virus that way, we're good. Notwithstanding, if we need to go even further, we could easily introduce other measures within our aqueous ozone that will bring it to your standard chemical product,
so
yet
is that
still so safe.
Yeah, is that not bringing us back to the same chemicals that we're avoiding, if you're going to add them to the aqueous ozone, which you say is green cleaning, if I can use that phrase, right? If you need to add or augment it with chemicals, then are we not back to the same thing?
You're not going to augment it to chemicals per se, because you're augmenting it to basically a salt-based product. It's hypochlorous. If we need to. For me, we don't need to. We need to rather have more frequency in your disinfection and cleaning process.
Okay.
Because we add onto our aqueous ozone microfiber products, and the fiber simply scrapes off, if you like, for lack of a better term, scrapes off any surface residuals alongside with the aqueous ozone to render the surface clean and disinfected.
Okay, right. If you just joined us, it's 38 minutes past the hour, 2 on Joy 99.7 FM. We're having this interesting discussion. We had a program to go into regulation of the hospitality industry. We've had a little disappointment, as in, or with regards to the representation from the Ghana Tourist Authority. Nevertheless, as we do every Sunday, we are live and we're using your views to light a fuse. So you can ask your questions. WhatsApp is 055 11 11 997, and I will activate the phone line 0302 216 541. But let me speak to the head of the environmental unit at the AMA, Florence Kuchi, who is on the phone with me now. Florence, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Uncle Me.
How are you doing? Happy New Year.
Many happy returns.
Right. I hope you've been following the discussion. Somehow. Right. Yes. Can you just share with us, when you guys do the spraying and stuff, with your blowers and your drones and all that, what are you using?
Please, we use chlorine solution of 0.5%.
Right. There's some music near you. If you could just move away. 0.5% chlorine, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. We've just been discussing aqueous ozone. Perhaps a safer alternative.
Yes.
What's your thought on that?
Yes. You see, the aqueous ozone, because of the nature of the inspections we do, the coverage and all that, with the aqueous ozone is for a smaller coverage, but we cover a large distance. That is why. Though the aqueous gaseous is economical, effective than the chlorine disinfection.
Right. Okay. Does the should I say an officer of the AMA, is there any plan to should I say augment your program and your disinfection with aqueous ozone?
Yes, because everybody is looking for cost effective, and looking at the gaseous ozone, you need just equipment than water that you can use to work on that.
Okay.
So that is what I'm saying. We will think about it. Though in Ghana, it is not something we use, but we'll think about it.
Okay, right.
Yes.
The thinking goes with money, right? But let me ask you, just quickly for the benefit of my listeners.
Okay.
Can you just make that clear, concise distinction between disinfection, cleaning, and then fumigation?
Okay. So thank you very much. I can say the cleaning and the disinfection are more or less sisters than the fumigation, because with the disinfection, you sterilize the pathogen through the use of cleaning agents. And when you are cleaning you use cleaning agents, different kind of cleaning agents. But with the fumigation, it involves spraying with formaldehyde and maybe potassium permanganate in liquid form. And we use it to either to purify the environment, to raise vermin in the area by the using of fumes. But with disinfection, we don't use fumes.
Okay.
you.
Right. Okay. Florence, I know you're somewhere at the moment. Thanks for that rich input. We'll bring you on board when we start talking to the schools ahead of their reopening, okay?
Thank you very much, Uncle Nina.
Thank you.
I'm so grateful.
Right. We're grateful to have you. So she heads the AMA team, and they do the spraying and so on and so forth. So we got that distinction there. Sam, I saw you nodding.
Absolutely.
Right. We're good on that.
I cannot hear you properly right now. Your voice seems to have.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I'm just saying that her explanation and her clarification were helpful. I saw you nodding.
Yes, and I agree with her with regards to what they're trying to do there. However, there's further classifications on the whole cleaning and disinfection cycle. We are part of a group called the Global Biorisk Advisory Council, as O3 Africa, and there is cleaning, and I said before, there's cleaning and disinfection, and there is forensic cleaning and disinfection, and there is sterilization.
Okay.
When you sterilize the surface, mostly let's see your ORs. By ORs, I mean your operating theaters and all those things, where you basically want zero activity of microbial or microbes. There you simply sterilize everything. As you would know, operating theaters need operating tools that are totally sterilized. So the different levels when it comes to this arena of what I call total clean.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right. So I guess we'll allow you to take leave. Your representative Angelina is online with us, or you can stay with us as we take phone calls and questions as well, so that we delve into this. And I'll come back into the studio. My two gentlemen are here, Rashad and Eddie. So aqueous ozone is there. It's a cheaper, should I say safer, right, and greener or environmentally friendlier option. Any thoughts?
Well, Nortey, anything that works,
right,
is worth trying.
Mm.
And the aqueous ozone is not something that is popular in the system.
Right.
But
it's not a new thing. It's not a new thing.
It's not new. Exactly. It's not new, but it's not popular
right.
in Ghana, like the lady from AMA mentioned. So now that the o3africa.com is creating that awareness, and she also mentioned that one of the hotels has actually requested for one of the equipment. I'm sure with time the other hotels would want to try it. I'm sure Rashad is thinking about trying one.
My friend, the finance director, must be interested in the figures that
the economics of it.
Support
yes,
right?
Yeah. So
Rashad,
certainly we will get our members to try it and see how it works.
Okay.
If it's better and cheaper, why not? We'll go for it.
And sustainable. Right, because COVID is around, it's real. Okay.
But Nortey, let me correct an impression which one of your listeners commented on.
Yeah.
I did not suggest in any way that the lower market hotels are not living up to standards.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. You have very sound hotels, right from budget.
It's not a matter of size.
Exactly.
Right.
At all.
Okay. All right. So you don't want to mess with Dede, right? Okay. Right. Let me just read a couple of these. I'll come to Rashad in a second. Angela, I will come to you and ask about the is it the ATP meter that is used to measure bacterial activity in a room or in a space? We talked about that briefly. My phone lines are active 0302216541. WhatsApp is 055 11 11 997. This one says, that ozone talk, is it just not steam cleaning? I've got two devices that I use for my kitchen and bathroom respectively. This is again from Dede in Maryland. Dede, I need to come to your place. Maybe that's the safest place to be right now. But I'll put it to my guests whether it is steam cleaning. Good day, Nortey, and your guests. Please, I want to know if government is fumigating only public schools or all schools. This is from Sarah Manful in Winneba. Right, next week we'll zoom in and look at their schools. They're supposed to reopen. We want to know if they're ready. Right, we're sending our kids out there the same way you might go to a hotel and want to know if you're safe Are these schools and institutions safe because we blew around some gases and then released people and pupils in there, right? So Sarah will be looking at that in detail. We'll also be doing something in detail on vaccines and what they offer us and whether Ghana is getting its share of vaccines. We've heard a promise that it will be coming in the first quarter, right? We've been screaming for a cure or some kind of relief, and now people say they won't take the vaccine. Good afternoon, Nortey. Please ask for me. Within a year, how many times are we required to fumigate or disinfect? This is from Ajiman Joseph in Tema Community 9. Great questions. My phone lines are active. I think I've cleared my WhatsApp. So, Rashad, this is something you might want to look at?
Yes. So, well, first of all, I would like to correct a little bit over here because my position actually is called Director of Finance and Business Support.
Okay.
So it's a little bit not purely just looking at the numbers, but looking at operations and how to help the operations to make a cost-efficient way of doing the business.
Right.
So coming back to the point, which is very, very vast and very vast, I would say important today. I would say these remarks, 10 of 10 or different kind of things. So I think we need to be beyond of that. We need to admit the fact we're fighting not for anyone, we're fighting for us. We need to fight together.
Right.
For the freedom of COVID.
Right.
And any best practices coming in the world today, we need to consider.
Right.
But this, again, I mean, when we talk about the COVID and fighting against it, we don't need to say, okay, Zaratel is doing better or we're doing better than
it's
others.
Not a score. We can't simplify
it. We need to really create a joint venture here. And in case, we could have been done something better, I'm eagerly to share with others.
Right.
If somebody does better than, our hotel, let's share this approach.
So this is not like I'm the best, I'm this. We must learn and survive together.
Correct. I mean, that includes not only the fumigation, cleaning, and the vendors as well. I'm talking about the business entirely. I mean, any particular retained contract vendor, supplier need to be part of it.
Right.
We need to really create joint venture. To make the business running well. That's an important thing, and I think we need to start thinking about this.
Right. Okay, let's start thinking win-win for Ghana, win-win for everybody. So, Angelina, Sam, everybody. If you are providing a solution, you are as important as the person rendering a service, right? And we need to get together on this and, conduct this orchestra properly. Right. And we also need standards and guidance. Angelina, let me come to you and Sam. People are spraying things and they tell us they've disinfected our premises. Is there any certification that says this is this percent of chlorine or this is this and that? Or can you just come into my house and spray something and I'm supposed to have faith in your product? Are you who regulates you? Would it be the Food and Drugs Authority?
Correct. It should be the Food and Drugs and authorities too, as well as to a degree, depending on what you use, and EPA should be part of that.
All right.
From my standpoint, we are regulated, especially O3 Africa, by the international and world body that governs everything that is cleaning and disinfection. It's known as ISSA.
All right.
For which O3 Africa is a member of and is certified as well.
Okay.
Additionally, to buttress the point, there are cleaning processes and cleaning procedures that have been approved and they're known to work. So to guarantee any customer that your surface is absolutely clean or absolutely disinfected, you're running into an area of cleaning that referred to as quality control and quality assurances. And things and tools such as ATP or adenosine triphosphate monitors are used to also provide such. Adenosine triphosphate is an energy molecule that is found in any living cell.
Okay.
So if I cleaned your surface for you and I ran an ATP monitor and did a swab test, every living cell on that particular surface should be dead or rendered dead. And these ATP meters are able to provide that result within a couple of minutes.
Okay.
That actually brings me back to the point I was discussing with you earlier on about the proteins around the COVID virus or the common cold, which is basically the same family as COVID-19, which is that if you're able to kill those proteins, you've literally disabled the virus.
Okay.
And ATP will pick on those things. ATP will pick on activity within cells on any surface. And O3 Africa is an approved distributor for Hygiena, which is the world leading producer of ATP meters.
Okay, so we need these, should I say, meters that just gauge any environment and give us an immediate reading.
Correct.
After whatever we've done, whichever method or solution we use, we can get a reading that clears or, should I say, conclusively tells us whether it's safe or not.
Absolutely. From a cleaning standpoint, yes, it will do. I mean, there are other things you could do that would be very lengthy processes. We take a swab into a lab and let it sit and grow for many weeks and get a result. But these are just immediate, as you would know and would appreciate. We are in a microwave world, and the virus doesn't sit around and wait for labs to run lengthy processes. ATP meters will do it.
Right, great stuff. We've got about a few minutes left. Amazingly, it's good to know these things are available. So, o3africa.com Limited is here in Ghana. I'll probably allow Angelina to let us know how we can contact you quickly. Angelina, if you could do that, where do we find you? I'm giving you that opportunity because I'm fighting COVID. Right? Otherwise, I'll send you to marketing department straight. Angie. Oh, she's gone off. Sam, can you?
Yes.
All right.
So there's two ways. I suppose multiple ways.
Just quickly.
There's a website which is www.o3africa.com Limited, which is the O3 Africa website.
Okay.
And there is the company situated right now in Pokuase.
Right.
8 to 10 Crocodile Lane. And without broadcasting Angelina's telephone number to the whole world, I suppose you can reach her on 0247 182 778.
Okay, 0247 182 778. Right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, Sam, we're most grateful, and we'll come back on this discussion when we take a look at the schools and other places as well.
Okay, thank
right?
you.
Stay safe in Canada, and we'll do same here.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
Right. Let me come back into the studio. Eddie and Rashad, we've learned a lot, right? And I'm hoping we can extend this learning across board, not just hotels, right? There are bars, there are restaurants, and all sorts of things. But Rashad, let me give you a bite at this, because we had discussed rewarding listeners over time. And you had some goodies for us.
Oh, yeah.
Right? If you can just share with us what you have, and then next week we'll let people know how they can grab them.
Oh, I would like to just incorporate both together.
Right.
We're talking too much about what we're doing, and last time we touched base what the procedures we're implementing.
Right.
So I don't know who can get these goodies, but I would like to make sure that people would come to the hotel on behalf of Joy Online Radio,
right,
would be part of the process. They can really by themselves check.
Come and check, experience for yourself
to the end.
Right.
Every envelope over here includes my business card.
Okay.
2 masks just to make sure they don't forget it with them, because it's very important.
Don't come with your prize and then come and infect us.
And their certificate. One of them will be given for the brunch for 2. Another one would be given for a dinner with the home wine and in one of our restaurants.
Dinner for 2?
Dinner for 2.
Dinner for 2. And then you mentioned brunch.
And brunch also for 2. So I have 2 gifts here for the active listeners.
Okay.
We can describe
serious listeners.
Oh, yes. Yeah, serious, asking questions.
Okay.
They can call me directly, and if they would like, we can organize a tour, because when we're talking about the disinfection, fumigation, with cleaning, the supplies and so on, we do all of them. And if they would like to make sure that we do it right, they can ask for the tour. We can organize it. I can guide them myself, or I can delegate to my team members to do it on our behalf. And then, of course, it will be followed by the nice, dinner or
Dinner.
brunch event.
Wow. Okay, great. We are so deeply grateful to you, Rashad, and the Moving
my
Pick
pleasure.
ambassador of the Ackah Group. That's one of the goodies. In this first quarter, Abeku and I will be spreading a few things. I also have a massage treat, and I will announce that next week as well. And we will be asking some very, very simple questions. But if you know Ultimate Health and our standard and pedigree, you know our simple questions are not a joke, right? But we want people to keep the message alive and protect themselves and each other. And bottom line also, we want to protect businesses, schools, everything. That's the only way we are able to make sure we beat this, right? So this is something we'll be doing, and Rashad has kindly given us these 2 vouchers for brunch for 2 and a romantic dinner. He adds romantic to it, okay? It means if you're not from Rome...
We just need to make sure that we are not only the warm welcoming our customers,
right,
but welcome them safely as well.
Right. Safe welcome at Moving Pick Ambassador. Thank you. And romance brings a lot of things to mind, but I won't go there. Eddie, let me give you some last words. We did start discussing, and your members, or the initial ones we started with, did say they will also help to keep the message alive. I'm also working out something with Abeku where we can even recognize members of your staff at the hotels and the various facilities that are doing exceptionally well, so that I can give them a treat. Maybe they can come and sit in our studio and then just take some pictures here, but they'll be recognized for COVID-19 compliance. Last words from you, Eddie?
Well, Nortey, let me say in conclusion that our hotels do not really wait for the regulators to enforce compliance. They are on their job all the time to make sure that their facilities are safe and welcoming. So they should consider hotels in Ghana, most of them, I must say, as very safe for business, ready to provide all the services that they require.
Right. On that note, from Dr. Edward Ackah-Nyamike Jr., the president of the Ghana Hotels Association. He was my next door when I was doing my postgrad. Che. We're in the same hall, yes. Great to have him, and great to see that he's doing great work. And many thanks, Rashad. And our friends we didn't have today, Anthony Adiaba in Takrady Rabo. I'll be coming to Takrady. Abeku and I will be doing some inspection tours. And of course, Herbert Kongwe of the Airport West. I managed to stream through the Airport View, hotel. I managed to stream through the nice rooftop, giving me ideas. But many thanks to you, our discerning listeners as well. And of course, my producer, Abeku-san Kofi. Stick and stay on Joy 99.7 FM for Sunday afternoon rhythms with Bila. My name is Nortey by nature. I'm out of here. Stick and stay.
The best music, the best radio. Joy 99.7 FM.
We can speak now?
Joy 99.7 FM.